Hello dear viewers who are watching the channel. Today, we will embark on a vivid journey, where the deep blue ocean is not only the home of wild creatures, but also the livelihood of determined people, fishermen who specialize in catching blue crabs with traps and large nets. Every day, they pull up hundreds of crabs from the sea, then process them right on the boat in conditions that are both primitive and creative. A life that is both harsh and magical awaits. You in the coming minutes. Before the sun has even risen, the coastal seaport has become bustling. The rumbling sound of ship engines breaks the darkness. The flickering yellow lights illuminate the sunburned faces of the fishermen. On deck, hundreds of steel traps have been carefully prepared. Each one is pre-baited. Usually small fish, shrimp heads or scraps of meat. The strong fishy smell spreads. Making it difficult for any crustacean in the area to resist. The trip started as usual. The fishermen dropped each trap into the sea. They were very familiar with the currents, tides and the water areas that blue crabs prefer. The cages gradually sank, hiding under the sandy bottom or the rocky reefs where crabs often gather to feed and shelter. Each one was marked with buoys and strong ropes to locate after many hours of dropping, not stopping at trap cages. Many large ships also deployed specialized bottom trawl nets to sweep through crab-concentrated areas. These are long, heavy nets with iron frames, dragging along the seabed. When pulling the net, the engine roared. Water splashed on both sides of the ship each time they were pulled up. There was a whole catch, crabs crawling around, their claws tangled together, crowded among seaweed, rocks and sometimes even small fish. After a few hours of waiting, the fishermen began to pull the cages up. The scene was unbelievable. Each cage was a living treasure with dozens of healthy blue crabs. They wriggled, raising their claws as if in protest. The adult crabs had shells that were 15 to 20 centimeters long, heavy and aggressive. Their colors were iridescent, blue-black shells with a hint of purple, greenish-blue claws, pale ivory bellies. They looked like little warriors from the ocean floor. On the deck, large plastic crates were ready. Each crab was carefully selected. The smaller ones were released back into the sea immediately. This was an unwritten rule among experienced fishermen: only catch adults to ensure the sustainable regeneration of the population. Those that passed the test were put into tanks of cold salt water, which helped them live longer before being processed. Contrary to popular belief, crab processing does not only take place in restaurants or factories, but right on the ship, where calloused hands are all too familiar with the preparation in the middle of the storm. Some large ships are equipped with gas stoves, steamers, and even automatic cooking machines. The crabs are washed with sea water. The dirty belly is cut off, and then steamed on the spot. The gurgling sound from the giant steamer makes everyone crave it. When the crabs are cooked, the shell turns bright red. The aroma rises up. Blending with the characteristic sea smell, making the whole boat like a restaurant in the middle of the ocean. The crabs are separated from the claws. The hard shell is cracked to reveal the white, fragrant, fatty, sweet meat. Some are refrigerated to be sold fresh. Others are packaged and steamed to serve restaurants, supermarkets, or exported far away. Perhaps few people know that each day, such a boat can catch from 500 to 1.000 blue crabs. Depending on the size and season, the total weight can reach from 500 to more than 1.000 kilograms of crabs/day. In the rich seas of America, Australia, Japan or Vietnam, blue crabs are always the main product, bringing huge income to fishermen and seafood businesses. However, this job is not simple. Harsh weather, sudden big waves, strong winds or struggling with heavy nets full of water make many people exhausted. Some people are pinched by crab claws until they bleed. Some slip because the deck is wet, but they still stick to the sea. For them, this is not just a job, but a lifetime, a part of their flesh and blood mixed with the salty water of the ocean. The scene changes to another morning on the far sea, when the dawn has just broken through the heavy grey clouds. A series of large-capacity fishing boats have begun their long journey in the middle of the ocean. These are no longer small boats with simple nets like in the past, but floating fishing machines, each hundreds of meters long, carrying hundreds of tons of oil, fresh water, dozens of sailors and an unprecedentedly advanced fishing technology system. On these high-tech fishing boats, everything is operated by sensors, radar and global positioning system, GPS. Before dropping the net, the entire team of captains, technicians and fishermen will analyze data from sonar devices scanning the seabed. The color blocks appear on the screen, accurately depicting each migrating school of fish, their depth, density and speed of movement. This is the compass for the entire fishing strategy, minimizing risks, maximizing output. Once the ideal position has been determined, the entire ship turns the waves to the right coordinates. The giant nets, up to 600 meters long and more than 70 meters high, begin to be lowered from the stern. The hydraulic winch system automatically stretches and expands the net, forming a giant net bag that silently draws schools of fish inside. These are mid and bottom dwelling fish such as mackerel, herring, tuna, stingray, flounder, cod, etc. When the net is full, a whistle sounds. That is the command to start pulling the net. The entire automatic net pulling system begins to operate. Steel cables, taut as strings, rotate on the shaft. Slowly pulling each meter of the heavy net out of the water. At this point, the magnificent scenes begin to appear. A wall of water shakes. Hundreds of tons of fish struggling in the net. The silver glistening under the bright sunlight. The heaviest fish are picked up by a specialized crane, which can lift a net weighing several tons into a receiving hopper. From there, the fish are fed into an automatic sorting system. Each fish passes through a conveyor belt equipped with an AI camera and a weight analyzer. The system quickly determines the size and type of fish and automatically sorts them into different cold compartments. Viewers standing above can see a river of fish flowing along giant conveyor belts. Each fish is washed with cold seawater, cleaned with high-pressure nozzles, then divided into two directions, one for whole fish to be preserved fresh, the other for fish to be processed on site. Workers wearing protective gear, rubber gloves and face shields stand on both sides of the conveyor belt. They operate like skilled artists. Sharp blades quickly cut through each fish. Cutting off the head, separating the organs, removing the fillets and then rinsing them with high-pressure spray nozzles. The trays of pink and white meat are neatly arranged and put into vacuum packaging machines to preserve their freshness. On some large ships, even the cleaning and canning process is done right at sea. Industrial steamers, freeze dryers and automatic canners run 24/7, turning each batch of fresh fish into ready-to-ship products. A ship can process more than 100 tons of fish per day on site, something that previously required a factory on land. The crew works tirelessly. They divide into shifts, working day and night. Far out at sea, there is no concept of office hours, there is only one thing: efficiency. Waves can be up to 3 meters high. There are sudden storms, strong winds. But on board, the machines still run. The nets are still cast, and the people are still diligently working with the fish. One of the